Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Market cap 572 billion. Pretty much the same story right where we left off. Bitcoin hovering over 11,000. Ethereum had a nice little boost, up $100, showing it around 1,200. Neo had a nice little pop. Basically, everything else is just kind of hanging in there. Bitcoin Cash's 24-hour volume is getting very low. One of the things that I think is plaguing Bitcoin Cash right now is the bad publicity. I think maybe in the Eastern cultures it's not as bad. I don't know how many, people over there are at war with it, right? Because they have a different language. But certainly over here in the West, I think that that could be hurting merchant adoption for Bitcoin Cash. Even though I see that they are getting more and more merchants, I think that could be one of the drawbacks, because you would think right now with Bitcoin's fees, although the fees are very nice right now. I say very nice. I mean, fucking $4 or $5. That's still a lot of money if you're some starving guy in a third world country trying to send money to somebody, right? So, I don't want to be disrespectful when I say it's cheap. It's cheap to me. It's a lot better than $50 or even more. I've paid more. I think the highest I've paid was like over $80 because I really needed to send the money and I couldn't have it wait more than 24 hours or whatever. So, but right now, the Lightning Network nodes are opening up left and right. A lot of controversy over those, whether how heavy regulated they're going to be, yada, yada, yada. A lot of people are in this for the movement. I know that there's going to be waves that we can't control. Bitcoin's going to be regulated to some extent. It's an open source project. You can, once they get Z-Snarks in there, different privacy tools, it's regulating a wild growing beast. Right now, a lot of people want to look at 10 years into the future and not try to use a little imagination with where Bitcoin can grow from there. So, the two are duking it out. It's very, very nice to see. A lot of people want to ask me, because, there's not much, one thing I want to touch on is the ICO FOMO. I'm really not in on the ICO FOMO. I remember it last year where any ICO you threw money into, you were going to double, triple your money. And it's happened again, and they come in waves, and they come in abrupt waves. And I remember some of the biggest ICOs that were supposed to sell out in July after that wave didn't even meet halfway in the cap. And they came out a third less, a fourth less, a fifth less of the ICO price. And it's very dangerous because these waves, it doesn't matter if there's some bad news, if there's something funny going on in the market and your ICO releases, it's going to be very hard. People are going to dump it, yada, yada, yada. So of course I'm hunting ICOs, but I'm not FOMOing on them. A lot of people are saying, man, ICO, I got to get, they feel like they're missing out. And I'm telling you, that fear of missing out, that's not good. It's how you get yourself into some janky situations, because I know a lot of people are doing all this research. These ICOs are coming a mile a minute. There's no way you can get intimate with a project. These are one-night stands, and eventually you're gonna wake up with the herpes. It happens. You gotta hedge your bets, not be too wild. So I'm chilling. I'm like a fisherman with fish all around me. I see the bass I want, big old fatty. I'm just relaxing, waiting for the bite. Not tripping, not having I'm not freaking out with my net, trying to grab everything I see. Like a lot of people, just breathing, chilling. When there's abundance all around you, right? When you have this mindset that all these ICOs are going to pop, then it shouldn't be hard to find the one, right? So you just sit back, don't look at all of them, eye the ones that you like, start talking to the people, because I'm acting like, when I pick an ICO I like, I'm acting like it's the only one that exists. That's where my focus goes. I'm humble enough to know that I can't just, hop to the next, on to the next. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of energy to realize, and to not get ripped off. And it is what it is. The going's good now until it's not. And the only way to make money is to invest money, right? And I don't want to lose a chunk of my portfolio because the next greatest thing looked good and it ended up being a scam, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of people want to ask, a lot of people have been asking about, so I guess this would be a decent episode to get into it. It's like, man, I have $1,000. I saw what you did. What's your advice? And I don't give advice. However, if I had to replay that moment in my life and you just shook everything up and I had $1,000 right now and I was looking at this market, the first thing I do is realize how lucky and become really, really excited. Right? First thing I'd be is very excited, because when you're down, going up feels so much greater, right? You still get the goosebumps when you get that 10x. A lot of people don't understand. They got to joy to come up. It's the greatest time. Looking back, yeah, man, I'm not saying I would go back and trade it, because it's like watching a good thrilling movie that had a happy ending, right? It wasn't all ups to the whole movie, right? Ended nice, but you had to stick throughout, right? You had to stick through. It doesn't mean I want to rewatch the movie. I like living, trying out what's happening now. But I realized that how, man, that the time is still nice. It's a really good opportunity. And I messed up big when I first started. I got into 2 ICOs. I didn't really do the research. I did the research on, but I didn't know when I was going to get my coins. And I kind of got lucky with Golos. I realized that it had a really good chance to pop. So I have 2 ways of doing it. If I was going to be conservative, I would have a core position, probably something, I'd probably get into something like NEO and EOS, 250, and then go look for a small cap coin. And small cap coins, all the way back here, 4th, 5th page, I'm looking for 30 mil. Right now, I think something like a Hackin or a MyBit, just these low coins. And do your research, right? When I found my low cap coins, it was because no one was talking about it. So if I'm talking about it, that means all of my team probably knows about it, and it's been researched, kicked around. They're out there. It's just, if it was easy, then everyone would have some small cap coin and just moon every day. But it's not about that. It's about finding these undervalued projects. And that's where the fun is, right? I still get fun with it, but it's not as fun, right? It's not as fun going on. Honestly, I don't really do it as much anymore. I mean, every once in a while I'll come down here and I'll check what's going on. But, I've made this big ass yacht battleship, right? And I'm steering this thing. I have a lot of things I have to take care of that are going to be more fruitful than digging down here. But when you're first starting, this is amazing opportunities, because a lot of these coins, and it's pretty cool, because you can find a coin that you think is going to get on something like a Binance or a Bittrex, because they start off on a decent exchange. Usually they're ERC20 tokens. Those are good because they're easier to get onto the exchanges, and a lot of Chinese coins. So it just, if I was being more aggressive, and I don't like saying this because this is very risky. And I never say, a lot of people say, man, the 1K you put in, you consider it lost, like you've lost it. I never go into it with that mindset, ever. It's not lost. It's the same mindset, meaning I put it in and it's gone to me, but it's a different perception. It's gone because it's a store of wealth. I'm storing something, and therefore it does not exist. I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm going to put what I can't touch away. That's not going to sink my entire life. And that's when learning how to save. And the beautiful thing about crypto, it makes saving fun. Each week you get that paycheck, you get to put a little bit into crypto, get to go hunting. That's a fun way to save, right? And I just don't touch it. It's not, I'm not looking at it, like it's going to go down like this. Then I wouldn't put it in then. I don't put money into gamble. Like, this is a plus EV bet. This is not gambling if you're doing your research. Of course, there's gamble to life. There's risk to life. But the market of crypto has shown time and time again, if you do your research, the money's there to be made. Now, that can change in a blink of an eye, but I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to sit back and say, because that can happen with anything, stocks, anything. And I wouldn't go about searching too many projects. There's too many projects out here, right? Just be the guy or the girl, realize that there's a million projects and you're going to miss a lot of them. That's fine. That's Zen. Let those go. I know B-Box is going to be good. I know fucking B-Box. I've been zenning these new exchange coins because I know decentralized exchanges could come in and stomp on toes and really hurt their business. But I know that this is going to go up. I mean, that's my opinion. I have a good feeling that I think B-Box is going to go up just because of the demand. However, I'm not investing in it. It's a Zen move. I just don't invest in everything that I think is going to go up. But that is something where you can do your research. You can say, well, man, you know, something like Binance is getting so many new customers they have to shut down. Bittrex is delisting coins left and right and making it very hard to sign up because it's just no one can really handle the traffic. And it comes in waves. Like I said, everything comes in waves. Right now, it feels like it. But man, when that next wave comes, if you remember December, it was just the floodgates broke and no one could handle anything. That could easily happen again. And then these tokens that have decent exchanges, country-based, seem to do pretty well. So that's just, I'm a fan of just, you know, I mean, research is a funny word. I hate when you say research because people think you're opening a book or you're reading white papers. Like I have people dissect the white papers for me. That's a really good thing to outsource if you have the money to just have people who are good at it. You know, I don't really like reading that much, so I'm not going to sit there and break down. But I know people that do love reading and don't mind and are wizards, and they break it down for me. Where I get the most gems are the interviews, especially the old ones. Like when I was researching BitShares, I was looking at all of Stan Lerman's, all of his old interviews and just seeing the passion, getting all kinds of gems, Same with Dan L. Studying their body movement, how confident they are in the project. It says, I don't know, you do so much research, you get to think you know the person. And that's when you're in a healthy investment, in my opinion, when you feel good, like, man, you know, I want this guy to succeed. Then that means other people are going to feel the same. You get intangible info that you wouldn't have gotten out of a white paper, right? How are you going to know, you know, reading some white paper that the guy's likable or he has charisma, or he's funny, right? Or he's kind, right? You can, if you watch enough hours. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto. There's a lot. You don't have to always go to the new project. Some of these older projects, like in EOS, where you can see Dan L talk about blockchain ever since Vitalik before he launched Ethereum. You can see him beating up Vitalik, asking hard questions. He was butting heads with Satoshi at the beginning of Bitcoin. Like these are good projects when you can research a human's history and see what they've done. People want to call BitShares a failure, and it's like, man, I wish I could fucking fail like Dan. $1 billion crypto. I bet you wish you could fail like Dan. A lot of people wish they could fail like that. Steam is definitely not a failure. I don't know. I just and I'm not saying that he's the reason these things are successful. Not at all. He just built them. That's all. He built them. And if he can build another hell of a platform in EOS, I don't know. I've always preached EOS, but yeah, I'm just gonna kill it here. Cheers. Peace.